Alright, the topic is trash, the people are garbage. Welcome to Trash Talk. Hey, welcome to episode 11 of Trash Talk. I am your host Han, and with me a very, very special guest, Dookee. Welcome to the show.
Again and again, we never stop. I'm very special.
Won't stop coming and we won't ever stop. I don't know what I just did right there. So stupid, but yeah.
That's the song, I think, right?
Okay, so you can listen to us on YouTube for all the episodes, and for the recent 5 episodes, you can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many other podcast platforms out there. But yeah, we are going to our very first segment, which is the current event. There has been several disasters happening around the world, natural disasters. Why don't you take it away, Dookee?
Well, Han, this year has been very, very, very bad. Very, extremely bad. It's spiraling down out of control.
All right.
It's like, besides the COVID and besides the, I don't know what, the deadly wasps, and besides the whatever, recently.
And unemployment.
And the unemployment, exactly. We can't find any jobs. Poor little bastards. Recently, a couple of days ago, Lebanon Fire occurred again in the same port after a month after the huge explosion, which is like second after the atomic bomb.
Wow.
Yeah. So another fire occurred where they're trying to repair. They were welding, I think. Something caught on fire. Another thing caught on fire. Tires started burning. Black clouds started forming. It was really, really bad.
Wow.
And they already have an economic crisis over there.
Right.
They don't use their own currency. They use dollars and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. So speaking of fire, there has been also like a fire in California, which happens quite regularly, like yearly at least, like annually. There has been like forest fire, but this time it's a bit of a unique case, a little bit, right, from what we've heard. So can you tell us more about that?
Well, this fire is really, really special because a family actually made a gender reveal party, which apparently some kind of explosion, which is red or blue. They wanted to know the gender, the gender of the baby.
Right.
Caught on fire and burned the freaking forest.
Oh my god.
And according to the CaliforniaFire.gov website, there is 28 major wildfires across California right now. 20 new fires were sparked yesterday. The crews contained most of them quickly. According to it's like there has been 19 facilities and over 3,900 structures destroyed.
Whew. That's hot.
No, that's very hot. And the freaking if you saw pictures online, it's basically Blade Runner, the movie. Everything is red outside. It's literally red.
Right.
It's very, very scary.
Yeah, I've seen some videos, online where they like literally drive through like the fire. Like the fire will be like left and right, and there's like a small road in between, and like there's a dash cam, like a car going through that. That looks like hell, man. It looks like scary.
Yeah, and they usually when they post these videos, people edit it and they post "Highway to Hell."
Oh my god.
The song.
I guess the ones who posted it will have a highway to hell. Huh?
Yeah, right. But it's a bit funny though. The song.
Yeah. But when there's fire, there's water, and this time there's a little bit too much water. There's the Sudan Flood, that comes from the Nile River recently.
Like man, so much rain happened, it flooded the Nile River. And it says a continuous rainfall in Sudan caused devastating flood across at least 16 Sudanese states. 16.
16 states?
The flood, The flood affected more than 500,000 people. 100,000 homes were destroyed and left 102 people till now, up to date, dead. They have some drone footage. Freaking the houses, it became island. The country became islands, small islands,
Right.
So freaking scary.
Wow, that is crazy.
And now we have to wait what happens next in the next months.
But prayers
the
10th,
11th, and 12th.
Prayers to all of the people that is like going through all this basically disaster, like natural disasters, because there's been like
Yeah.
COVID going around, and now they have other disasters to worry about, safety of their family.
Yeah, exactly. Chill.
That's all for today's current news. Now we're going to our first topic, which is, have you encountered any like old school technologies back in the day, Dookie? As
Like,
we get older, as time goes on, technology gets better and better in a way, right? Like, yeah, in the
yeah, yeah.
past, what kind of like old school technology have you encountered?
In the past, what I remember, the MP3 player, it's as big as your thumb.
Ah,
I remember that when I was like very very young. I remember the floppy disk.
yeah,
Floppy
dude,
disk.
floppy
That's
disk.
that's for the new millennials. The save button on
Right.
the Word file or whatever.
Right. Like nowadays, I bet kids only know it as save file. I mean, like a save
Yeah.
icon. Like they don't know where that comes from, And just like that's the
Yeah.
universal
Exactly.
save icon, but like it comes from a floppy disk where you usually like we didn't have those flash drive, thumb drive, like the
Yeah.
USB
Yeah.
drives where you just like plug in and have like
Yeah.
16 GB, 32 GB, or even
Yeah. But
sometimes like
the
500 GB nowadays, or even 1 tera, I don't know. But
1 terabyte you can find.
yeah,
Floppy disk, a couple of megabytes, and
right.
that's all.
Even micro SDs now have crazy amount of
Yeah.
storage. But I remember last
Yeah.
time like
Exactly.
floppy disks, I think they only have a couple MBs in it, like 3 or 4 MBs, which is megabytes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. A couple of megabytes,
yeah, it's only like a
which
couple
is
of megabytes.
little.
Yeah. I remember I had like a simple game from school that I used floppy disk to get the game from, like copy and paste. And then what else basically I remember, oh, there are also like huge games. I don't have it, but I remember there are like softwares if that you need to install, like Windows. You will need like 20 of those floppy disks to install, or like 13, something like that.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You didn't know?
Oh my god.
So
No, I didn't know that.
like when you install Windows or like a game like Doom or something. Last time I believe they have Doom.
Yeah.
But maybe I was like really young that I wasn't aware of this yet, but I've seen pictures online, and like I've seen my dad like a set of floppy disks sometimes, like containing softwares. So there will be like 13 parts of that software. So like diskette, like disk one of 13,
Damn.
two of 13, like you need to put in multiple to install stuff.
Damn.
Like, do you remember anything
I
else?
don't. I remember using the Nokia phone, the 3310.
Ah, right.
The one even before it, it was like a house phone. It used to be bigger. It's like bigger than your hand.
Yeah. So like a
Yeah.
wireless
And
house phone, right? Where you charge it when you put it on the phone itself.
no, no, no. It was a cell phone. You
Oh.
put it in your pocket.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There will be only two arrows, left and right.
Mm.
One answer button and one close button with with the numbers and
Mm.
3 letters on each number.
Right, right, right.
We used to play on it like Snake, or I don't
Yeah,
remember this
Snake,
game.
dude. Holy shit.
There's this spaceship
Ah, Space
where you
Impact.
have to yeah,
Dude,
you have to
oh
fly
my
with
god.
it and
What a
shoot it. Oh my
throwback.
god, it was
Space
amazing, man.
Impact. Oh
Oh
my
my god.
god. That shit was
The
awesome. I
fucking
remember there's
beast.
a second one. I played the Space Impact 2 as like phones get a little bit better, where they have like more
Oh,
pixels or
maybe.
whatever. But yeah, Space Impact, dude. That's such a throwback.
Yeah.
I remember
Where you kill a couple of you destroy a couple of spaceships, then a boss comes,
Right, right,
with
right, right.
tentacles maybe or whatever, or another huge ass spaceship comes and you have to kill it
Yeah.
and dodge its bullets. Oh my god.
Holy
Good
shit, dude.
days, man.
The throwbacks. Oh,
Yeah, right?
but yeah, Space Impact, dude. Like I remember you can like most of the games you will control with like number 2, number 4, 6, and 8. That's like the up, down, left, right
Yeah, 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 yeah,
buttons.
yeah.
Yeah, because like
That's the arrows.
back in the days, the phones didn't have those like up, down, left, right, and it's just like
Yeah.
then we control with the numbers. But yeah, holy shit, that's crazy. Space Impact. And number
Mm.
5 is always the middle button. Is whatever shoot or whatever, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but
Damn, man.
yeah, that's like crazy. There's also like and then phones get better a little bit. We have like the Nokia Engage and like the color screen, everything,
Oh.
and like more intricate games were there, like Splinter Cell, I remember. But Bounce, do you remember Bounce?
Yeah, there's the freaking ball where you have to put it through the
Right,
rings. Yeah, oh my god.
right,
Ah!
right.
Yeah, okay, it becomes bigger and smaller depending on where you're
Right.
going. Ah.
Right, yeah. Like
That was
there's like stuff you touch and then it'll make it smaller, and it's like a
yeah, yeah,
puzzle which one you need to go through. It's like holy
yeah.
shit.
So like if
I
you're
didn't.
small, it goes sinks in the water. There is like some water section. It
Right,
sinks,
right,
and
right.
if you're a big ball, it floats. So
Oh my god, the throwbacks, dude.
yeah, oh,
Everything
it's
is
not.
like starts to come to my head again. Oh my god.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that shit
Good,
was crazy.
good old days.
But yeah, it's like there's also Walkman and like cassette tapes, for back in the days cars only had cassette tapes
Yeah,
instead of
yeah,
CDs. And nowadays like people just use Bluetooth. Yeah, so like
yeah.
damn. What a throwback.
I,
I keep
I,
saying
I,
that, but like it's just mind blown. Like I
yeah,
just
yeah.
feel like the nostalgia comes coming back from all of those stuff.
I also
Oh
remember
my god.
the phone where when you dial the numbers, it's like you have to turn the thing all the way clockwise. What do you call it? I forgot.
Oh, I don't know, but that's like I don't think we were born in that era, right?
I think I remember like getting like I just remember it once or twice having it
Oh,
in my
okay.
home. I know how
Hmm.
to use it definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Okay.
I think it's
Damn.
like one of the classics. It's if you have it right now,
Right.
it looks amazing.
Right. It's such a I don't know, such a retro thing. Like
Yeah, yeah,
those
yeah,
phones were a little heavy back then.
yeah, yeah,
Nowadays everything is made of plastic and whatnot, and nobody use home phones anymore.
yeah. All cell
So
phones.
yeah,
So
like how does it compare? Like all of this stuff. Last time we had all these cassette tapes, floppy disk, and now everything is just like basically in the touch of your fingertips, right? It's like, do you miss like having all those old stuff, or like you like whatever you have right now?
man, I think man the days back then were way better with this kind of technology because everyone used to go out. They used to interact. No, give me this game, give me that game, and you have to connect two phones. I don't know with what, with a wire or Bluetooth. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
As
Okay.
soon, yeah, and then you have to stand next to each other, and then you have to wait until the music file goes from this phone to the other phone.
Oh,
Oh my
right. The
god.
last time there
Yeah,
used to
yeah.
be like the infrared. I
Yeah, yeah,
remember.
yeah,
There's
yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah, exactly, exactly. And you have to wait like
dude,
two,
that
three
shit.
minutes.
Yeah, that shit was so dumb.
Yeah.
Like you would need to align it like a star perfectly aligned together for like 2-3 minutes. You put it on the table, and if
Yeah,
you
yeah.
move it a little bit, like it will stop.
Damn. So nice, man.
Holy shit. Yeah, but then Bluetooth came, and that was like easier, a little bit faster. But yeah, nowadays
It
there's
was
like airdrops.
it was similar to infrared though, but it was like faster
Right.
and like it covered more distance basically.
Yeah, like Bluetooth. But yeah, it's like
Oh,
nowadays people just have like airdrops, whatever file sharing. They just go through the
yeah.
online or Wi-Fi, local Wi-Fi, stuff like that.
And now you have the drive where like you install a file in your drive and you can open it anywhere in the world. Oh my
Right.
god.
Yeah.
But the interactions were better back then,
I
you know?
mean, yeah, I guess like we miss the human connection more, right? Compared to
Yeah, yeah, a
the
little bit.
inconvenience of a file transfer. Because like file transfer was so slow back then. Like imagine like
Yeah,
having
yeah.
having a simulation software or like a game with today's file where it can reach like 100 GB, and you'll have like 200 floppy disks just lying around, and like you need to insert one by
Damn.
one. That would be like hell, man.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that shit was
Uh,
crazy.
I
Oh.
remember the MP3 one. It's like I think as big as your thumb. It has it only wrote. There is a small LCD screen. It only wrote what do you call it? The name of the song.
Right.
And on the other, and on one end, you can remove the cap and it becomes a USB.
Right.
So
So
you
it's
can
basically,
install
yeah, it's like
the
a
song.
USB drive, but it has the capability where you can just plug in your headphones or earphones, right? And you just
Yeah,
play.
yeah, yeah,
And yeah, that's like the
yeah.
era where iPod came in, and like
Afterwards, iPods.
yeah,
But then I never bought an iPod.
yeah, but like the iPod, and then there's the iPod Touch comes in, and then that's where the smartphone era started, basically with the iPod
Yeah.
Touch, and like iPhone starts coming in right away, right after the iPod Touch. But yeah, man, such a freaking throwback with all this technology
And
that we used to play with.
and and technology like advanced really quick, man, throughout the years.
Yeah,
It's like one after the other, one after the other. Every year they used to get like from touch screen to colored screen to I don't know what screen to.
right.
It went really fast.
Yeah, but the thing
Yeah.
is, when there's innovation back in the days, it's like really crazy innovation, right? As in, from
Yeah.
non-colored screen to colored screen to colored screen to like touch screen to HD
Yeah.
display, stuff like that. But I feel like nowadays there's less of an innovation. It just keeps like, add cameras and like more cameras and then add resolutions
Now,
to your screen. But like
now,
you can't see the major difference between the old like less resolution and like 4K resolution in the small screen, you know what I mean?
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
like I feel like there's less innovation nowadays. What do you think?
There is definitely like, or at least slower innovation, I would say. Because now, after like many years, after having the touch screen, after I don't know what, now we have 3D, the Oculus Rift, or what do you call it?
Oh, virtual reality.
The virtual VR, virtual
Right.
reality. Which is that's a big innovation, but it took a very long time to achieve that.
Right. Okay, so yeah,
Right?
maybe the next direction would be like the augmented and the virtual reality kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Maybe like
yeah.
the next big thing. But
Which
yeah,
is we
that's
already
still
we already started, but it's like way too complicated and wires, and you have
right,
to have your own room, and you have to
right.
a whole room setup thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And also
but
expensive.
it is
Don't
innovation,
forget
but
that.
it's now we're slower. I think like we're reaching like the tip of the mountain, like slow. We're almost there, I think.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, everything last time used to be like separate. We have like MP3 player separately, and then the phone separate, and then video
yeah,
recorder, cameras all separate. And now
yeah,
everything basically just like integrates as one. Like basically our smartphone is just one whole computer, you know what I mean?
yeah.
You can
Basically,
set your schedules there, your email is there, everything basically, like literally everything that
yeah,
used to be like separate back in the days, it becomes one. Like,
yeah.
isn't that like convenient? But also at the same time, you miss like having separate stuff?
Uh, it is very like having like literally the technology there. It was so bad. I wouldn't have it. But like you said,
Mm,
it's like the human interaction only. And you have to
right,
go to your friend's house, wait for like 3 hours, do one thing for 3 hours.
right, right.
that was that was nice. Now when you
Yeah.
get older, well, now we got older and shit, and it's like, man, it's too easy. Man, life is too easy. It's not nice.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Back in the days, like we would have like a play date, or we set a date, like
Yeah,
one
yeah,
week in advance or something, or even like 2 weeks in advance. It's like, oh man,
yeah,
I'm gonna come to your house at this day. Is it okay? And they're like, yeah, sure. And then like 2 weeks or one week later, you just show up at their house and they remember, and
yeah,
they're like, okay, come in, right?
yeah,
But
yeah,
nowadays, I feel like people just cancels last minute just because of the availability of
yeah,
of instant messaging. Basically, you just
yeah,
message
yeah,
instantly, and like you feel like you can cancel anytime and there's no commitment.
yeah,
But like
exactly.
back in the days, you just set up like a date, 1 week, 2 weeks before, and like you show up, and they're like they also show up right on time, and like everybody show up basically, even
Yeah,
if it's like 10 of your friends.
yeah.
It's like, yeah, that shit, like I miss those type of stuff, I guess.
It was harder for them to get to contact each other. That's why.
Yeah,
Now it's like, oh, I have this thing is like more important than you, so
right.
let's cancel.
Yeah, I feel like
Mm.
that's how it becomes nowadays, where people don't have like much commitment and they can like message anytime. So,
Yeah,
oh, I'm gonna. I'm gonna cancel this. But yeah, I guess
it's
that's
not
what
nice.
we miss most about like the old school stuff. But like,
Yeah.
because we talk about this kind of stuff, like, are we boomers? Are we millennials? What are we? Are we like old people now?
What I hear Gen Z, Gen X. What generations are that?
I have no idea, to be
I think
honest. I think we are
uh,
millennials in a way, I think.
I think we're between like boomers and millennials or whatever, or
Right,
Gen Z, or
right.
the youngsters,
Mm,
because like we witnessed the boomers actually
right.
firsthand, and now we're witnessing the millennials, or the Gen Z or Gen X or whatever these
Right, right.
generations are, and
Mm-hmm.
we already know their shit also.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say there's something in between.
Yeah, maybe we are something in between.
Yeah.
But, do you have like difficulties with today's technology, or, everything is fine?
No, for me everything is fine.
Yeah,
But it actually depends from one person to person. Like I've met people that don't know how to use like computers properly and stuff like
right.
that.
Yeah, same
It's like
here.
they need, yeah, yeah.
I guess
Like
it,
our age, of course.
yeah, right. I think it
Yeah,
depends. Like, we are on like more of the nerdy side, I'll say, because we take engineerings
Yeah,
and like we deal with computers a lot, using
yeah,
simulations
yeah,
or whatever, just doing calculations
yeah.
with Excels and whatnot. Maybe that's why we have a little bit of an upper hand. But yeah, for sure there are people that is our age and not be able to use technology as fluent as us.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
speaking of that, people that are not fluent, what about like our parents, Like have they been able to use all this technology? Have instances where you need to teach
Um,
your mom or dad to use a certain thing?
the, but now recently it became like it's still there, but it's like how do you send this, for example, a certain file, which
Right.
is a bit more complicated. But back in the day, they used to always ask me, and I always used to get mad. Um, it's like,
But
why don't you read? Just read, and you can find it there. Why aren't you reading? Oh my god.
But yeah, I think so. I think technology has gotten easier. Even like the older
Yeah,
generation can use it if you teach them like enough. I mean, I
yeah,
I
yeah,
I have had to like repeatedly teach like my mom or my dad, how to
yeah,
send
yeah,
certain stuff. So like
yeah,
for
yeah,
example, she needs to send a contact number to someone else, right? You can just send it, let's say through WhatsApp, and there's like contact, and you can just send it, right? But
yeah, yeah,
with the older generations, what they do is they go to contacts and they copy the numbers and they paste it, and then they just like do it like that, right? So like
yeah, yeah,
recently I teach that part of stuff like to my mom, and then like, oh, okay, she got it. But there are still some stuff
yeah.
where it's difficult, especially when like browsing the internet, when they use browser and stuff. That's like complicated.
Oh,
They would like click on all the stuff, all the spams and whatnot, and like they
oof.
would have like tons of notifications in
They
their.
they never close it. They never close it, man. That's a problem.
Yeah, they never delete the notifications, right?
Yeah,
Like they will
exactly.
have like 100 notifications in their,
And
like
a
when you
hundred
drag it
tabs,
down.
and if they have like on what do you call it, Google Chrome or whatever, they'll have like 20,000 tabs.
Right.
It's like, oh my god, it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like they're still a little bit lost when it comes to this kind of stuff,
Yeah, yeah,
And I bet there are actually some of the people that are our age that do the same thing. And nowadays, I feel like the interfaces are more user friendly. I mean,
yeah, yeah,
like my mom and dad, they keep getting like what is it called, fake news and stuff, like fake news on like
yeah, yeah,
Corona cure and whatnot, and like in the
yeah,
family group and shit like that. Like all the uncles and aunties
yeah,
sharing all
yeah,
this fake news and whatnot about the government. So I feel like
yeah.
the interface are easy enough that all my uncles and aunties can share fake news.
Yeah, now fake news now can travel real fast.
Yeah, exactly.
All news can travel real fast now.
Yeah, but somehow like the mouth of aunties and uncles are still faster than instant messaging.
I don't somehow, man, it happens. That's American.
Yeah, it's
But
like
I feel
someone.
like actual boomers, like when they saw, I think when they saw like technology and whatever, and they're trying to figure out this thing, it's like they're too afraid to touch the screen or so it would ruin it or delete a number or something like that.
Right, right.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
like
But
everything
no,
is touch and it's like sensitive to whatever touch. Because even
yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
for me, like when I put it in my pocket, I thought I already locked the phone, but then it will just go to whatever app, and like I
Oof.
have posted a comment on Reddit once unknowingly until someone replied to my comment and they said like, "Are you having a stroke?" Because what I posted was just like ZXCHV, shit like that.
Yeah, yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
like, what? When did I post this? And they're like, "Are you having a stroke?" And I had like downvotes on it. I'm like, "Oh shit,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did it. It did it in my pocket."
Damn. And I always call numbers. Always I post. Once I ordered food online. You remember
Mm.
that when we
Right, right,
were
right,
with our
right.
friends? That man worth like around $20. It's like, holy shit, man. It's like I couldn't cancel it. It was too late after I received the email.
Right.
It's like it's on its way. I just turned off my SIM card. It's like I waited for like 2-3 hours. So they want. It's like
Yeah.
that was a lot of money, man.
Right. Luckily, it was like
I,
cash on delivery, right? And it was not
yeah,
charged
yeah.
with your debit
Damn.
card or whatever.
Oh my god.
Hmm.
I couldn't cancel.
Yeah, man. Speaking of
Yeah.
like anxiety, there's also social anxiety, and
Yeah.
there are like two types of people in this world, sort of, right? So there is an
Yeah.
introvert and there is an extrovert. So
Yeah.
for the definition of an introvert, right? A lot of people have this misconception that introverts basically like, staying inside, they're not social, and extrovert is basically like the most social guy, and like or like person, they just go out and be social, right? But actually, introvert and extrovert is more on the recharging of energy. So introverts, they get their energy from like being alone, basically, staying inside, staying
Mm.
quiet, and that's how like they recharge their energy and become energetic again. And they lose energy
No.
when they become social, because there's actually a lot of very social introverts out there. I think myself included. And for extroverts, they recharge when they're around people. When they're alone and
Mm.
at home by themselves, they feel like they don't have energy and they don't feel like working, stuff like that. While when they go outside and actually meet people and socialize, they get a huge boost of energy from there. So yeah, there's
Yeah,
like a little
yeah.
bit of misconception there. But what about you, Duki? Are you
No.
like a person that likes to stay, inside, indoor, or do you like going out and like be an outdoor person?
It's like I think I'm a mix of both, but like mostly an extrovert actually.
Mm,
Because if I'm not doing anything, I like just to go out to some cafe and just sit outside and look at people walking by and stuff like that.
right.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's better if I socialize, if I have a person that's even much better for me.
Right.
Yeah,
I feel like you always find people to talk to, right? When you go to like a cafe and then like sometimes you talk to the employees and whatnot, you make friends with them.
yeah. I'm very kind to these, but not like random people, not like strangers,
Right,
but the
right,
workers. Yeah.
right,
It's like, oh, thank you. How are you? I'll make one joke or two jokes, something like that. They'll laugh a little bit and they'll
right, right, right.
go on with their day.
But yeah,
Yeah,
I can see that you are definitely a more extrovert person. But yeah, again,
yeah.
there's also a misconception that one person like must be one or the other. Well, I feel like
No,
there's more of a spectrum, right? Like you can be an
I
extrovert
think
with a little bit of introvertness in you, and you can be like an introvert with a little bit of extrovertness in you. You know?
sometimes when like when I'm bored or whatever, when I'm in this mood, like in a specific mood, I like just to sit alone,
Right.
but outside, not indoors though.
Mm. But
But I like to sit alone.
but yeah,
Yeah,
you are definitely, like to be outdoor and you hate to be like home just by yourself.
yeah, exactly.
I'm a
Yeah,
little bit
exactly.
of the opposite. Even though we are like actually really good friends, I'm a little bit of the opposite where I like to stay by myself inside most of the time. And it's just like peaceful. Whenever I go out
Always,
or what?
always indoors. I mean, yeah,
Yeah. Most of the times, yeah. Always indoor.
yeah,
But like I go out a lot also, especially with Dookie. Like we would hang out with friends and whatnot, or just like two of us just chilling. But yeah,
yeah,
when I go, let's say if I socialize with a lot of people, like I would have fun also. But after that, I would be a little bit exhausted. So
yeah, yeah,
like if I meet like let's say in a group of four, five, six people, I will have fun obviously. Like but I
yeah,
when I go back home, I would feel like tired, and I would like usually recharge the next day. Like I won't go out the next day or just chill a little bit, or just have
yeah, yeah,
or just like me and Dookie being in a cafe or something like that. And
yeah,
it's
exactly.
like never I don't think I ever like socialize in a huge group 2 days in a row, I think. But yeah, I still
Mm,
enjoy socializing with people, meeting new people. It's just that I'm more on an introvert, I guess, compared to an
yeah.
extrovert. And yeah, so I love being indoor a lot. But whenever Dookie like call me out and hey dude, let's hang out, and I'm like sure, why not?
Yeah.
But I do
I'm the kind of plus I'm the kind of person that I don't like parties and loud noises and stuff like that. I like
mm,
everything calm and nice.
oh,
So
okay.
that's why I like sitting in cafes or whatever.
Right.
Some
So,
quiet
like,
place, which
would
is
you say
nice.
you prefer that there are less people around for the atmosphere, or like the crowded, because you say you don't like club.
No, definitely I hate crowds. Like
Mm,
especially like in clubs, it's like
right.
so bad for me.
Yeah.
It's like crowded and you feel messy and people are sweaty and smelly and shit, which is not nice. There,
Right.
you drink your coffee, the wind, the breeze, it's
Right.
nice, it's cold or whatever.
And just
Yeah,
talk and
I
like
have,
chill.
yeah, exactly. Contemplate about life a little bit.
But yeah, this is another
Yeah,
good example, right? So even though Duki is more extrovert and I'm more introvert, we both love like the same crowd. Basically, no crowds. Like we hate being in the middle of a
yeah,
crowd. Whenever we go to like shopping malls and we see like a huge crowd during like holiday season or whatever, like we hate that, you know.
yeah.
But whenever like if we go to the mall in between classes, it will be like the best time. Or like right after
Damn.
class when there's like no people and people haven't get off work yet, those are like the best times for us to go like
Yeah.
just chill. Yeah.
Especially like when we're like in restaurants or whatever, like we're searching in a mall for something to eat. Then it's like, oh, we want to go, let's say to whatever, like this McDonald's, let's say.
Right.
And I see like a huge ass line there. It's like, man, fuck it. Why people are waiting all the way, all this time? I'll just
Right.
go to something like I don't want, and it's fine.
Right.
I don't understand how people are willing to wait for like half an hour for a sandwich or whatever.
Right.
You know, even though the restaurants or whatever isn't that good, it's decent. You know.
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
the restaurant that we went to. Not, I mean, like in the mall. Remember the Korean fried chicken restaurant that always has a
Yeah.
line? Like, holy
I don't
crap, dude.
understand, man. It's like how people, what are they thinking, man? Get freaking some other chicken, man, or
Right. Like
yeah,
they would like willingly wait there for like half an hour, like
half an hour, hour.
at least half an hour just to get like
Some
their
people,
Korean fried chicken.
some people, some people only for like drinks and shit, man.
Hmm.
Only drinks. They're not eating even, you know. What the hell?
But yeah,
I don't really understand how they think, man.
right. So, we are basically no people, we love a non-crowded place wherever we go,
Yeah.
even though if it's food or place to hang out. As I said before, it's a spectrum. It's not always
Yeah.
like a one-sided thing where you are totally extrovert and totally introvert. Obviously, there will be some people like that where they love to just go out and out again, but yeah, because like both of us are a little bit introverted and a little bit extroverted, we kind of have that little bit of chemistry in our friendship, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah. So moving on to the Reddit stories. This is from the subreddit Introvert and posted by the user Abronia889. I feel like I'm just a boring person. I feel like a large part of why I'm introverted and don't care to hang with people that much is because I'm just kind of a boring person. I don't know what to say to a lot of the times when, there's conversation. Like, my mind works great. I have some, complex thoughts and emotions and interests. But when it comes to conversations, I just feel like I really don't know what to talk about or feel the need to talk about a lot of stuff. Like, everything makes sense to me, and I don't really have that desire to argue or bounce out ideas off of people or make jokes. So like I'm like too at peace, and I feel like this makes me boring to be around. The thing is, I feel like I'd love to hang out with other people who are also boring. Like that just sounds chill, and we can all just vibe and not talk too much, and we all understand. Ranting because just got back from friend's place and they all seem really into talking and saying random stuff, and then when it's just me and another friend, I don't really say shit, and I feel like I come off as as boring. But hanging in a group of boring people sounds relaxing and fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think about this, Dookie?
Totally get that.
Mm.
I'm like around 60% that way.
Okay.
But not like in a group of people. In a group of people, I would like to talk, but like if it's one to one or whatever, I'm talking with, let's say sitting with you,
Mm-hmm.
it's fine. Like once in a while, we talk a little bit. Maybe we play on our phones and stuff like that. I don't mind that.
Right.
But yeah, everyone has his own, what do you call it, own group of friends, own personalities, and what they like and what they don't like.
Right.
Which is fine. It's not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily he's boring. I don't think he found his proper group of friends.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the same understanding here where I feel like his group of friends are not his type of group of friends. Like
Yeah.
maybe he is boring to that group of friend, but sometimes these kind of people they don't mind you being what you call boring. It's like
Yeah.
sometimes they're fine with you just chilling and just smiling or occasionally laughing on whatever they say. Like you don't always need
Yeah.
to have an input, especially when it's like a group. I would say like if it's a huge group especially, you don't really need to talk a lot because there
Yeah,
will be
exactly.
someone like having stories or whatever, right?
They're all listening. They're all quiet or
Right.
whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I am a little bit like this person as well. Like you said, like when we just hang with each other, we don't mind just chilling and like playing with our phones sometimes. But
Yeah.
yeah, like we still like to have a company, but just it doesn't always have to be like talking and bouncing off ideas all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, I guess this guy just need to get the right type of friends. Just look for
Yeah.
more people. He said he likes to chill with other types of people, and I
Yeah.
guess he should do that.
I think we'll make him our friend.
I mean, it depends, right? Because
Yeah.
I feel like he is too much introvert, I guess, compared to us. As
Could
in,
be, yeah.
like he would want to just chill like all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
like sometimes we still bounce off like random topics with each other, you know.
Yeah.
So we're
Sometimes
kind of
deep.
like half.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes
because
deep
like we said,
topics.
right. Sometimes it's even like super deep or
Yeah.
trash talk.
Ayo.
But yeah, it's like there's a thing because I'm more introvert and you're more extrovert, so we kind of like balance each other out. Sometimes we talk about deep topics, sometimes a little bit of politics, sometimes world news and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
sometimes just stupid random topics like what we mostly do on this show.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Which is
that's the
fun,
fun
which
of
is
it.
so much fun actually,
Exactly. So like I feel like even in the future, if I have like a significant other, right, I
Yeah.
would love to have someone that I can be like just comfortably be quiet with. So
Ah,
I would I would hate like if that significant other find it awkward to be just quiet, you know what I mean?
oh yeah, definitely.
Because I feel like this person in the Reddit post also, they feel the need to speak whenever people are speaking, but sometimes you don't need to do that and
Yeah.
just chill with your friends.
Yeah, that's fine. I think that's all right.
All right, thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. You can listen to all of our episodes on YouTube and the recent 5 episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many other podcast platforms. And yeah, so it's been me, Han,
It's been me, Dookie.
and see you guys next time. Wait, where's the jingle?